Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the Holy Smokes Barbecue channel. Today we're throwing down some tri-tip on the smoker. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Tri-tip is a cut of beef that's not really found a lot in my neck of the woods out in the eastern part of the United States, but you can find it a lot out west, and I'm going to tell you today where you can find it and have it shipped directly to your house, but that's coming up a little bit later. Also, this is no ordinary tri-tip. This is a Wagyu tri-tip. We'll talk a little bit about what that means, but for now I'm ready to get started, so let's go. Alright, so here we have this beautiful tri-tip. Now, like I mentioned, this is a Wagyu tri-tip, so this is going to be 100% Australian bred Wagyu. And you can see just while it's still in the package, there's a little bit of fat on it. We're going to trim off kind of the big chunks of fat, but we don't want to remove too much of it because Wagyu is kind of known for its marbling. If you look over here at the other side, you can really see that marbling running through there, and that's what's going to produce a nice, juicy tri-tip. Let's go ahead and get this out and see what we're working with here. All right, there we go. Called a tri-tip because it's kind of like 1, 2, 3 tips. So you'll see we got some silver skin here. We're gonna take that off, remove a chunk of fat here, some of these pieces here, flip over here. Take this guy off, a little bit of this. But by and large, there's some silver skin there, but by and large, we're not going to take much more off of this. So let's go ahead and trim it up, and then I'll show you how we're gonna season this delicious tri-tip. I'm going to start with my non-presentation side. So the other side is going to be the presentation side. So we'll start with this one. And I'm going to just take off, like I said, that silver skin. Going to go through there like that. It's actually probably not the right knife for this. I'll be right back. Hold please. Okay, now back with this knife. This works a lot better for our purposes. Just be patient with it as you go along here. Try not to take off too much meat. Really just after that silver skin. And the reason we're taking this off is because that silver skin is not going to, it's not really going to render. Instead, it's just going to become tough, and nobody wants that. All right, let's take a look at the presentation side now. So we'll come in here, just get that knife right under it. Just come across. That silver skin is a very, very thin layer. All right, and that looks pretty good to me. All right, let's get the seasoning. All right, for my seasoning today, I'm gonna be using 2 different things. First, I'm gonna do a base layer of this Pit Boss Chop House steak rub. This stuff is so, so good. It's got a little bit of a bite to it, which I love. It's got a lot of different seasonings in it, but and the seasonings are kind of coarse. I don't know if you can kind of see that there. The seasonings are a little bit coarse in there. Some garlic, some salt and pepper, you know, some other really delicious things. So that's going to go on as a base layer, and then, because I'm just in love with this lately, some coarse ground black pepper to just finish it off and make for a really nice bark. Start with that Chop House steak rub. Nice. Just kind of pat it on there a little bit. And now I'm going to add some of that pepper. Just like that. Oh, that's going to be so good. Now I haven't seasoned any of the rest of it yet, and that's because I'm going to let this Wagyu sit here for a sec, for maybe like 2 or 3 minutes, start to absorb those seasonings before I flip it over and do the rest. And that's just going to help us to really have that seasoning adhere nicely. All right, it's been just a couple minutes. Now we can season the rest. Flip it over. Chop House steak rub. Smelling good over here on the Holy Smokes patio. And pepper. Oh yeah. All right, now just gonna grab this, get the rest off my board here on the sides, make sure everybody's got some love. All right, there we go. Now while I let that seasoning sit in on this side, let's go over to the smoker and I'll tell you how we're gonna do this today. All right, as I mentioned, my Pit Boss Platinum Series Lockhart is right now sitting at 225 degrees. That's gonna be our smoke temperature today for this tri-tip. And I'm just gonna let this thing go, you know, however long it takes. This thing is about 4 pounds. So I'm assuming probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours or so, but Again, I don't really know. I'm gonna rely on my meat stick internal thermometer that I got. That's going to help me to determine when's the right time to come and pull that. And then we're gonna pull it when it's at about 130 degrees. And then I'm gonna open up the sear burner, let it get nice and hot, and then do a really nice reverse sear on it. And then we're gonna cut into it and eat it. So, all that being said, the meat is rested, all of the seasonings are there like we want them to be. So let's go ahead and put it on the smoker. Alrighty, here's my tri-tip. You can see I've got my meat stick inserted right here. It's right there directly on the grates. You kind of scrunch it up just a little bit. You see I got my smoke tube right here. It's going, and that's just because I want a little bit of extra smoky flavor on this tri-tip today. But that's pretty much all we're gonna do. Set it and forget it. Well, don't forget it because we gotta remember it. But I'm gonna pay attention to my meat stick thermometer, and we're going to make sure that we're back out here when it's 130 degrees, and I'll show you the reverse sear. Okay, according to the meat stick, we are at 130 degrees exactly on the internal temp. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh man, that looks good. Really digging that smoked color on there. Oh, that seasoning looks great. All right, now it is time to reverse sear. I'm gonna take the tri-tip off of the smoker and set it aside for just a couple minutes while I crank the heat on this to about 400 degrees. I'm gonna really let that flame start rolling, open up my flame broiler, and then get ready for an incredible sear. All right, let's open up that flame broiler. You see that flame in there. Crank my temp on the Lockhart. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's rolling now. All right, those grates are piping hot. Let's reverse sear this tri-tip. Here we go. Listen for the sizzle. There it is. All right, this is only going to take about a minute or so per side. All right, let's give it a flip. Oh, look at that color. Wow. Oh, gosh, it's going to be great. All right, after about an hour and a half of total cook time, there is our tri-tip. Oh man, does that look good. All right, I'm gonna cover this with foil, let it rest for about 10 minutes, allow those juices to reabsorb in the meat, and then we'll be back to uncover it and slice it, and I can't wait. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's take a look at our finished tri-tip. Oh, the smell in there. Woo. Man, how amazing does that look? Wow. Now when it comes to slicing a tri-tip's gonna have the grain going in two different directions. And so with a piece of meat like this, you always wanna slice against the grain. So the grain in this kind of point section here is gonna be running this direction. So I wanna cut this direction. But here, it's gonna be more kind of like running like this. And so I wanna cut in slices like this. You can kind of see where that grain's going here. But then as it gets more there, it starts to turn. So we always wanna cut kind of against it. But right now, I wanna go right in the middle here to get our best representation of temperature and how we did. So here we go. Can't wait to see this. All right. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. That looks amazing. Let's give this side a look. Oh yeah. That's gonna be incredible. Okay, you've had your sneak peek. I'm gonna slice this whole thing, and then when we come back, you're gonna see what this entire thing looks like, sliced and ready to eat. All right, as promised, check this out. Woohoo, man. Look at how beautiful that meat is. It's cooked to a perfect medium rare to medium temperature, just how I like it. I mean, just let me show you this. Look at this. Look at that. Look how incredible that looks. Okay, now before I try this incredible looking tri-tip, I mentioned earlier that you can't really find tri-tip a lot of specific places, especially out in the eastern part of the country, but I know where you can get it because it's where this came from. It is Strip District Meats. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They ship nationwide. Go to their website, stripdistrictmeats.com, and you can pick up one of these delicious tri-tips for yourself and try it exactly like we did here today. But for now, nothing left to do but try this tri-tip. We'll give this tri-tip a try. Try the tri-tip. I'm going for this slice right in the middle. Just gorgeous. That rub, oh, that rub smells so good. All right, here we go with our smoked tri-tip. Ooh, it's like butter. You can 100% tell that that's Wagyu because of just how soft it is. That pepper, whew, you gotta do the pepper. Holy smokes. Now what can you do after you've made this tri-tip like this? You could serve it over some mashed potatoes. You could make it into some tacos like we've done here before on the channel. You could chop it and put it in something else, like, I don't know, how about a tri-tip mac and cheese? Like, you could absolutely do that. Anything you want to do with this, go ahead and do it. Do what you like. But what I like is to eat it just like this, so I'm going to take it inside and do just that. But thank you once again for tuning in to the Holy Smokes Barbecue channel. If you like this video, make sure that you give us a thumbs up, click that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I mean, why wouldn't you be subscribed yet? Come on, get on it. And hey, the last time we made tri-tip, we made these delicious tri-tip tacos. They were incredible. And also check out this beef playlist of some other beef related dishes that I've done here on the channel outdoors on the smoker. And I'll see you next time.